hear it, so let her tell it. People on the streets say Sabrina speaks. Tune into the show, she will let you know. Tell all your friends and family. Real talk is no joke. You get the news straight up from grassroots and concerns. You hear some people gone. So tell all your friends to tune in to
Good evening, Cayman. I'm Sabrina Turner, and welcome to Sabrina Speaks, your daily dose of clarity, truth, and community insights. Every weekday from 5 to 6:30 p.m., we're tackling the issues that affect you, from national headlines to grassroots concerns. Whether you're in traffic or winding down your day, this is your chance to hear it straight and speak your truth. So buckle up, Cayman. We're not holding back.
This is the show. We gotta let you know. Now we got to go.
And now here's Sabrina.
Well, what do you know? Good evening. Good evening. Welcome, 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 one and all, to my friends and family, near and far, and from wherever you're streaming us live from. Happy Friday, one and all. Welcome to another episode of Sabrina Speaks, Voices of the Islands, Conversations for the World, and the podcast where voices rise, stories unfold, and inspiration takes center stage. Now, I know some of you, you guys, you got your eyes on me hard. Geez, some shit's early today. It's Friday. Yeah, it is what it is. I am so excited. I'm really looking forward for the weekend, for this weekend, for some weird reason. And it's not even a long weekend, but it's so good to be back with you as we wrap up this first week, pretty much, of May. Can you imagine that? Oh my goodness. Yeah. As we enter into the weekend, I know some of you are probably heading out to your happy hole. Yes, that watering hole for a happy hour. And guess what? You know what I'm overly excited about? Two things. Mother's Day weekend. Yeah, it is. It is, because Sunday is Mother's Day, even though I called it a week early. But it's another Friday that's closer to the next long weekend. And who does not love and like a long weekend? Well, I know one thing for sure. I do. Well, it's good to be back with you again this evening. Lots to unpack. And you know how we do it here on a Friday. We do it on a Friday where it is Open Mic Friday. Open Mic Friday. And yes, the mic is yours. The mic is yours. The topics are also yours. And we just go with the flow. It's more easy, but hey, because it is your space, it is your time. Of course, we leave it to you. The phone lines, 345-936-8255. is the number to call. Feel free to WhatsApp to be a part of this discussion as well, whatever's on your mind. But even though we're going to have to fill the gap with something, definitely making sure that it's stable, it can hold you, and definitely thought-provoking. We like you when you like, share, subscribe, and thank you for all of our new subscribers and followers. We appreciate you. Please continue to share the links. And we are, so that you don't miss an episode. And I'm telling you this for a fact, we appreciate all of the love being shown. Now, the content you're about to hear, including any discussions or opinions from myself, guests, and or participants, is intended solely for general, informational, and entertainment purposes. It's not a substitute for legal, professional, or medical advice. I encourage you to consult with a qualified professional for your specific concerns. Bridge Media Limited and all of its affiliates disclaims all liability for any decisions or actions taken in reliance on the information presented. Like I said, you can join in live on the conversation. It is open mic. The phone lines are open. I just ask for you to be respectful. And if you're calling me by WhatsApp and I'm actually on the phone with a straight call, I'm not going to be able to take your call, vice versa. If I'm on a WhatsApp call, I will disconnect that. And I take your call that you're calling in straight. I'll disconnect the WhatsApp call. So I just ask you to be aware of that for me. Yes, the number to call or WhatsApp, like I said, is 345-936-8255. And we love you to be a part of the discussion. Before going in and definitely welcoming all of you as you take your time, I know some of you said, oh my God, you already started. It's a Friday. Because 7 o'clock, bat out of hell. We're out of here. Yes, not that I wouldn't want to stay with you, but we got to respect all of the program that comes afterwards. But yeah, that too. It's a Friday. Well, for all of you who got plans for the weekend, I know it's been hot, hasn't it? Well, you know what? Let's see what's in store for the weekend for all of my boaters and everyone who love the outdoors. Yeah. Let's see what the forecast is for tonight. And I'll say something about our friends there and the new website that I'm seeing from the Cayman Islands National Weather Service after I give you the details. The synopsis calls for a chance of showers that remains low through Saturday as a ridge of high pressure continues to dominate the weather pattern across the Northwest Caribbean. Now, light winds and slight seas are expected to persist. The forecast for tonight calls for mostly clear skies with a low chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s. Winds will be east to southeast, 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Tomorrow, the forecast is calling for fair to partly cloudy with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the lower 90s with a heat index near 100 degrees. Winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. There will be a low tide this evening at 8:54, and tomorrow a high tide at 4:07. The sun will set this evening at 6:49, and sun will rise tomorrow morning at 5:54. Now, if you want to catch that that sunset tomorrow, yes, it's at 6:49. Yes, because I know you'd like to plan the weekend. Now, the outlook, my friends, is calling for an increase in cloud cover and the chance of few sporadic showers from Sunday into Monday as moisture is being activated in the coast of Cuba, off the coast of Cuba. So there you have it as we enter into the new work week, even though we are looking forward to a long weekend. There is some forecasts, showers are in the forecast as we prepare for the new week. There you have it. And I must say, if you haven't checked it out already, I went on to the National Weather Service channel, Facebook, and I like the new look, guys. Yeah, I was very impressed with what I see there. And for those of you, Cayman Islands National Weather Service, when you click on their link, it's very professionally laid out. Yeah, I kind of wondered if I was on the right page for a second. And yeah, I was very impressed. Very, very impressed. So kudos to all of the graphics over there. It's going to take me a little while to, it's not hard, to be honest, but I love the layout. I love the feel. It's clean. It's just nice, I must say. So to all of you who like to look at the weather and you go on to their www.weather.gov.ky, you'll see it. Don't get startled. You're on the right page. Yeah. But it's really refreshed. They did some spring cleaning, summer cleaning, whatever you want to call it. But that's what they did. And kudos. I'm loving the look and I'm loving the feel. There you have it. Let's see what news is making our headlines for this evening. And I know a lot of you had questions. It'll probably be answered with this first story here that's making our local headlines for this evening. Premier and Minister for Financial Services and Commerce, the Honorable Andre Ebanks, has shared an update from his engagement tour in Asia following a successful first leg in Hong Kong. Now, the Premier arrived on Thursday, accompanied by overseas representatives to Asia, Jean DaCosta, and International Affairs Analyst Sean Withell, and the delegation attended the Maples Investment Fund Forum, where Premier discussed Cayman's global outlook in a fireside chat. Now, on Friday, meetings concluded with Hong Kong's financial secretary, Paul Chang, and leading investment groups. Now, the tour now moves to Shanghai and Tokyo next week, with further updates expected as it progresses. So, for all of you who are asking, there you have it. And that's what our premier is doing. Keeping the spotlight right now on more local news. The Mosquito Research and Control Unit is inviting the public to a series of events for Caribbean Mosquito Awareness Week, running from May the 11th to 15th. A live drone demonstration takes place on Tuesday at Festival Green in Cayman Bay, with sessions at 10:30, 12:30, and 1:30 p.m. An open house at MRCU headquarters follows from Wednesday to Friday, giving residents a behind-the-scenes look at mosquito control operations. Now, the Department of Agriculture Animal Protection team will also be on hand, and CARFA is hosting an Instagram reel competition with United States dollars, $500 prize. Yes. MRCU encouraged the community to attend and help spread mosquito awareness across the islands. More local news, we turn our attention now on updates regards roadworks. The National Roads Authority is advising motorists that the Edgewater Way connector to the CUC roundabout is now open. Drivers are urged to follow the new directional arrows, striping and standard roundabout rules, including giving way to vehicles already circulating and signaling when exiting. The area remains an active construction zone with a 25-mile-per-hour speed limit that is in place. Motorists should slow down, obey posted signs and flagged persons, and stay alert for heavy equipment. Now, the NRA thanks the public for their patience, and remaining works, including the curbing, landscaping, and paving, will continue in the coming days. The Ministry of Education, Training, and along with the Department of Education Services, has confirmed an incident involving a teacher and a student at Prospect Primary School earlier this week. Officials says that the matter was immediately reported to the multi-agency safeguarding hub, and the teacher involved has been placed on required leave while an investigation is carried out. The ministry and DES stressed that student safety and well-being remains their top priority, and they will work with all relevant parties to ensure the situation is handled appropriately and in the best interest of all of those who are involved. We see where public health officials here in the Cayman Islands says that the risk to the Cayman Islands remains low following the international hantavirus outbreak linked to the cruise ship vessel MV Honduras. Now, the Ministry of Health and Public Health Department confirms there are no known local cases or residents connected to the vessel. Enhanced surveillance is in place, including increased rodent control at ports and mandatory rat guards for all docking vessels. Officials continue to monitor updates with the World Health Organization and regional partners, noting that no changes to travel or cruise operations have been advised at this time. Still in local news this evening, teamwork in action and community at heart. Yes, we're talking about members of His Majesty Cayman Islands Prison Services recently came together for a blood donation drive as part of a team building initiative. Leader says that the efforts not only strengthened unity within the service, but also demonstrated the power of giving back. Acting Deputy Director of Rehabilitation, Richard Barton, noted that the drive fostered teamwork while benefiting the wider community, encouraging other departments and organizations to take part in similar acts of service. Director Greaves also showed support, underscoring the service's commitment to being their brothers' keepers. We turn our attention this evening for our regional news. We start with Barbados. Yes. Barbados today reports that nearly 4,000 long term tenants of National Housing Cooperation units are now set to become homeowners under new legislation passed on Wednesday. The move clears years of administrative delays and was welcomed by independent senators as a long overdue step with major social impacts. Officials says that the changes will finally allow eligible families to secure titles to the homes they lived in for years, marking a significant milestone in national housing policy and long-term stability for these Barbadian households. Other international news as we wind down this evening. U.S. officials say more than 100 people have been sickened in a norovirus outbreak aboard the Caribbean Princess cruise ship. The CDC reports 102 passengers and 13 crew members have experienced vomiting and diarrhea during the April 28th to May 11th voyage. Now, the ship is currently en route to Puerto Plata and is scheduled to arrive in Port Canaveral on May 11th. Princess Cruises says enhanced cleaning and disinfection measures are on the way, with full sanitization planned upon arrivals. Officials note that the outbreak is unrelated to hantavirus incident on the MV Hondius. And as we wrap up, we stay this evening with our market report for today. U.S. markets closed higher today, with the S&P 500 and NASDAQ both hitting fresh record highs. And the S&P gained 0.8%, while the NASDAQ jumped 1% on strong tech momentum. Now, the Dow finished slightly up, adding 12 points. Crude oil held firm, with Brent trading just above $100 a barrel. WTI near 95, and diesel price also remain elevated, with U.S. average above 56 a gallon. Analyst says the tight supply, strong demand, and global tensions continue to keep fuel markets on the edge. There you have it. That concludes this evening's news. That includes some regional and a little bit international. Don't you think it's a little weird all of this crap is happening on cruise ships? Oh my goodness, it is something when you think about it. I feel sorry for that industry right now, because it's deja vu all over again. For all of you who are planning your summer vacation, these are things that you need to be aware of. And once we get it here, we will definitely do our best with sharing it with you so that everybody is aware and alert of all that is happening. Yes, it's good to have you all be with me this evening here on Sabrina Speaks. It is so good to be back with you on this Friday. We got some birthday shout outs. Yes, in general, I just want to say happy birthday shout outs to everyone who's celebrating a birthday today. I know that Miss Mary Lawrence, yes, we share in that as well. Miss Mary is celebrating her 86th birthday today. Yes, happy birthday from all of us here on this platform. Miss Mary, wishing you all the best and many, many more birthdays. And for all of those who are celebrating along with her, we wish you the same from all of us here on the Sabrina Speaks family. And for those of you who are celebrating anniversary, happy anniversary, you're just celebrating life. We just have so much to be thankful for. And we don't want to forget those persons or overlook those persons who are mourning the loss of a loved one. Our thoughts and prayers go out to you as well. Yes. Hey, Carol, how you doing? First a comment today. It's a Friday. We know how it goes, rolling in. But I just want to say hi to all of my loyalists who don't necessarily comment, but we know you watch us. Thank you so much for your continued support. Yes. Oh, my friend, my big friend. Happy birthday, Miss Mattis. Yes, another teacher. Big up, Miss Mattis. What kind of trouble she give you now? Send me a picture now. Send me a picture with a good hairstyle. Send it to me. Happy birthday from all of us, Miss Mathis. I'm wishing you all the best. I can imagine only what trouble you're giving there to our favorite hairstylist. Slay, big up to Slay, and all of the team there over at Slay, Tika. Martika, everybody there. Yeah. So, yeah, but happy birthday, Miss Mathis. Thanks you for sharing that with us, Carol, as we celebrate with her as well. Poor you. She can either have you out of your bed early tomorrow for this weekend because it's Mother's Day, or she's right under your skin right now. I know. Yeah. But guess what? You got to love her. Oh my goodness. Damien is in the house. How are you, Damien? It's so good to have you. Oh, what an epistle you got from it today now. Hold on now. Damien, you got to limit these because I'm not going to get all of them. I'm not going to get all of it. So there you have it. Good evening, all, for the upcoming MD to our Mother's Day. To all mothers, we honor the strength you carry, the love you give, and the countless ways you hold families, communities, and futures together. Your sacrifice often go unseen, yet your impact is felt everywhere. You nurture, you protect, you guide, and you rise again and again, even on days that test you the most. You are the quiet force behind so many beginnings, the steady presence through every challenge, and the heart that keeps hope alive. See, so I don't know the rest of it, Damien, but if you want, you can send the rest of it because you have limited characters. But thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to focus, put a little attention on our Mother's Day on today as well. Like I said, it is Open Mic Friday, and we welcome it. Yes, Miss Sandra, she does look very good for her age. Can you imagine? 86, feisty too. She's feisty. Yes, Miss Mary. I must say that she keeps very active and she's on the ball, and she will definitely put you in place, and she'll tell you, especially my females and in elected females, she definitely put you in line. Oh yeah, but it's comes from the heart. So yes, she really does, Miss Sandra. She looks very good. I love the fact that she's so independent. Sometimes I'm quite sure her family is worried with what we're seeing going on with the roads and all that sort of stuff. But you can stop Miss Mary. Oh no, you don't. Kudos to you, but thank you for sharing the love as well, Miss Sandra. Just to remind, there's lots of things going on. We know that there's a church service on Sunday. It's Mother's Day in the BRAC as we continue to celebrate. This is the winding down of the Emancipation Day celebration. So they're moving to the BRAC with the church service. But you guys get a duo because you also celebrate Mother's Day. But so there's a church service in the BRAC as well on Sunday. But remember, also Saturday, there's a family fun day that's taking place in the BRAC. We got to give you your moment at the agricultural grounds. And all are invited this Saturday, that's tomorrow, from 3 until 6 p.m. and to celebrate in this event. Again, this is put on by the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage, and we are doing our part with helping everyone celebrate and promote this event as well. And for those of you who may not be aware of the calendar, we see where there's the gospel concert as well that's taking place at the Aston Ruddy Civic Center tomorrow evening. And we see where the Bracknell Culture Day kicks off then for the 14th. So this is looking beyond. This is for next week. So that's Culture Day. Then the 16th, we got the Human Library. And we know as we head into the weekend, we got all of the events that are happening here as well. So we just want to let you know that it is Heritage Month here in the Cayman Islands. We're celebrating the entire month. And we're honoring that. This is historic for us. It's not just a long weekend anymore. No, it's the entire month. And there's a whole calendar of events that is taking place. Yeah. So I'm just making you know all of that that is happening. And for those of you who are loyal here, you may say, oh, here we go again. It's predictable. But you'd be surprised with everything that's happening in our lives. You may say, because you're hearing it now, oh, here we go again. But when the day comes, I bet you forget about it. You forget. So we're here to fill in the gap. We're here to promote these events. It is our national events. And we're going to do our part here on this space to definitely make sure everybody is aware. And that we hope that you go out and support and represent in your colors. Please, please be proud to wear your shirts, wear your colors. It definitely says lots more with our branding and who we are as we celebrate Caymanian culture and heritage. Hey, Andrew, welcome, welcome. It's good to have you here. Good evening, Sabrina. Happy Mother's Day to you and all the mothers in Cayman Islands. May God bless you with and a blessed weekend. Thank you so, so much, Andrew. Yeah, it is amazing. You know, when it comes to Mother's Day, it's bittersweet for me. For all of you who got your mamas, we're going to go into a little bit of that section to see what you plan, and we can get you to reminisce who still got your moms with you. Cherish them, because some of us only have memories. Some of us only have pictures, and lots of us only have a gravestone to look at. So for all of you who still have your mums around you in person, if you can, embrace them. Mother figures as well. Yeah. So, but yes, thank you so much. And we will be doing our part here today. And of course, if you want to send out Mother's Day readings ahead of time, or to acknowledge your mother or that special person in your life this evening, 345-936-8255. You can be a part of it. Remember, these podcasts stay on our spaces. Yeah, especially on YouTube. They don't go anywhere. So you can always call in, be live, and you can send these wishes out to your mom. Maybe you're somebody listening and you just want to send those out and share the link, and the world is listening. That's the power of this space. Damien says, yeah, okay, so you're finishing. Your resilience inspires, your compassion heals, and your love shapes generations in ways words can barely capture. May you feel valued, celebrated, and deeply appreciated. Happy Mother's Day to every mother whose courage, devotion, and unwavering love continues to shape the world. Happy Heavenly Mother's Day, my queen. Aww. Oh my goodness, Damien. We could wrap you up and put you under a tree some days. Thank you. You're so loyal, though. Thank you so much. Yes, Barbara G, good evening to you, Miss Barbs. And happy Mother's Day weekend to you as well. Happy Mother's Day when it comes. It's so good to have you joining us. And we love when you guys comment. It doesn't make me feel so lonely here. Connie Bonnie sent me some orchids. Yes. And I'm quite sure we know how to make Connie happy, because what a woman look like, orchids and desert rose. Yeah, she sent it. She told me, she warned me today that I don't have to bite my tongue. Oh God, I'll be slaughtering these sometimes. Yeah, but Connie is loyal as well, just like you, Damien. She is very loyal when it comes to sharing her green thumb. Yep, Connie Bonnie is sharing her desert rose, and she is sharing with us her orchid again for the day. This one is beautiful. So I'm able to identify them now. Yeah, you mess with me, but don't save image. Let's do this. Do I have it? Oh, I got it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we're going to share these with you. Stop it. Behave. We're going to share these with you as well. And maybe these are some great gift ideas that you can give your mom. There we go. It's downloading. There we go. Look at that. That is a desert rose. See, I can identify that one. And this is another desert rose as flowers of the day from Connie. And then she shared with this again. Look, that's an orchid. Mess with me. So if this was a final exam, I would be passing today. What do you say that is? Try to make your flog allure. Okay. I get a little easier. Girl. Because I can slaughter these. But yeah, don't you give me the scientific names. But I'm able to identify which one is a desert rose from which one is an orchid. So these two beautiful desert roses you shared with us, and then this beautiful orchid, which they're a little delicate. So kudos to you for having the patience of dealing with those. But yeah, Vlog. Yep, vlog. Yep, there we go. Thank you, Connie and Henry, Damian Henry, for sharing the love here. Now, please, by all means, feel free. Now, the day I stop doing these open mics, all of y'all gonna be saying, "Oh my gosh, you coming up with topics all the time. When are you gonna have an open mic segment?" You asked for it. The space is for you. We've dedicated an entire day where you could just call in, you can speak your mind. Just be cognizant that when we have multiple topics that you want, it's open mic. Maybe the day is not appropriate because some of you may actually be going out, or if you prefer an open mic, maybe a different day of the week, please tell me. You asked for the open mic segment, and I'm still finding myself like easing into the weekend saying, okay, it's open mic. They're going to come with all sorts of topics, whatever is pressing on your mind. I said, what a good way to go into the weekend. And I'm still finding myself having to coax you guys to just take advantage of the open mic. Is it that we are a culture where we prefer to just hear things, for you to dissect, for you to process, understanding that some are a little bit more vocal than others? Some of the topics may not be that you want to identify, or persons may want to identify your voice or something. But the key is, that's what open mic is about. We want to encourage you to participate. We've created this space for you. I don't just want to always be talking at you. There should be one day where the mic is turned over to you. We just engage in meaningful discussions. There may be something pressing on your mind that I may have overlooked, because I'm going to be structured in what I present to you best as I can. I have to research, because at the end of the day, when I'm delivering certain things, I want to make sure it's coming from an informed perspective. But there's times, based on hearing your feedback, hearing what you want to discuss, it puts a different spin. And guess what? From those open discussions and open mics, it could actually bring another topic up for discussion that I could deal with later on, or another episode. But I've dedicated Fridays as open mic for you all, and I need you all to use it, because guess what? If you don't use it, you're going to what? You're going to lose it. And that is going to, as we enter completing our first year here on Sabrina Speaks, turning that new chapter, there could be some changes coming up. And I never want it to be a case where you can say, oh, there is never going to be an open mic. But what I'm saying, I got to do what I got to do so that I can keep your interest, make sure that it's continuing to elevate and be of civic, acceptance. But I'm also not wanting to be that platform where all you ever hear is what guests or what topics I'm talking about. I need you all to be very active. I'm requesting for you to participate. And sometimes it is a world of a difference when you call in. Now, that doesn't mean that one caller dominates for an half hour or an hour. No, that wouldn't be fair to all. But guess what? Sometimes, because there is the space there and you're not taking advantage of it, it's filled by others. So I just want you all to understand that I'm looking at continuing to elevate and improve the Sabrina Speaks live podcast. I have tried out this open mic Friday for quite some time. I'm not going to end it at this time. But as we edge into our completing 1 year of delivering this platform to you, there could be some changes and refreshing coming up in the new chapter. So you asked for it. I've created a Friday for open mic. If the Friday doesn't work well for you, I can understand that. You can WhatsApp me 936-8255 and give me a suggested day that you want. Bearing in mind, most of our public holidays, pretty much all of them, are on a Monday, with the exception of Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. You know what I'm saying. But predominantly, if we're going to have a long weekend, it's going to be a Monday. So we won't do an open mic on a Monday, because there are going to be times where it's just taken over by a public holiday. So if there's a specific day that you prefer and you don't really like the Friday, well, I welcome your feedback. Put your comments below or send me a WhatsApp privately and tell me which day would you prefer an open mic, whether or not a Friday works for you. But I love engaging with you. I love your feedback. I love the diversity. I love to hear other perspectives, reasoning, and discussions taking place on the platform. And at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. But if it is a case where you just want sound information, topics, and structure, I don't have a problem actually conforming to that as well. But I want the flexibility because, as I said, this is our space. This is not my space. And your feedback matters as we continue to move forward into elevating this podcast here. And I'm not going to do it without you. No. North Carolina Love is in the house. Good evening, Marshall. How are you? Yes, yes, yes. Michelle, happy Friday to you as well. And the Cayman Islands, Dean says, it's good to have you with us, Dean. Unfortunately, the people are afraid of political. We don't have to go politics. I'm not talking politics. I pray for the day that branding comes off of me. I'm already been somewhat saddled for being a politician, but I just need people to, Dean, you know what? It doesn't have to always be politics, It doesn't have to be politics. It could be just topics that matter, situations that matter, something that it's a topic that you want to discuss. But I understand this is a problem with a small island developing state, small communities, small islands where everybody can identify you. And maybe there are some persons who are barred based on their work environment. Some people are scared of even speaking their minds and all I ask is that you be respectful. That's all I ever ask. But I can see from that perspective, Dean, where you're coming from. Unfortunately, the people are afraid of political retribution. But you know what? As bold as I can be, take what you get then. Somebody got to say something. If I do recall when on the Cold Hard Truth this morning, when Miss Sandra had Chief Officer Wesley Howell and Mr. Panton, Parliamentary Secretary Wayne Panton on the show, there was some reporting that has to be done now for persons who are being ill-treated or whatever issues were going on in the working space. And there are provisions in the law now that shows how you report, how things are documented. And pretty much what caught my attention was when Sandra said, so we can't help you if you don't document certain things. We can't go off of hearsay. And I'm paraphrasing for the record. And it is the same thing. If something is bothering you, I would get anonymously sometimes situations happening in the workplace and people are hinting at certain things. It's not that I wouldn't want to bring it up, but you know the mindset of certain people. And again, the disadvantage of living in a small society. Some will not look at what I'm saying, understanding it's coming from credible sources. They would say, oh, she's bringing that up possibly because of ratings. No. What I'm saying is coming from me alone sometime, yes, we'll put a spotlight on a subject as Sandra, and we've seen the power of these podcasts, what they can do. It's not credits personally that I'm looking for. It's just helping people navigate and bring solutions and put an awareness to issues that could be in our community. They don't have to give any credit to this space or this show. As long as it's doing good and the benefit of the community, that's all I'm worried about. But you are quite right. Based on that process, people are going to suffer if they're that fearful of breach of confidentiality or just being subjected to abuse and ill treatment because they don't trust the system. Well, you don't expect the gatekeepers, the enforcement officers, the CBC, because you remember now you have the CBC enforcement and then you have the WORC enforcement officers. Even though they work on joint operations and cases at times, you must realize that without sound and credible information, it can go nowhere sometimes. But one question that came up in that from a viewer this morning or a listener was whether or not CBC officers can visit the homes of married people without people knowing. Thank God they put that in there. Yeah. So the thing about privacy when you have an active application in, if certain things are suspected and they want to do these marriage checks to see if persons are actually legitimately living together, based on the takeaway from that discussion, it ain't nothing stopping them from visiting the yard that you have declared on that application. Now, if by chance they show up unannounced, which you do not have to be given notice, and it's not as you've declared, you realize both of you could be liable of an offense and not giving accurate information. So when you think about all of these things that are happening and you want solutions, sometimes you got to help yourself, put a little bit more effort into helping yourself than just putting people on blast on social media or, like I said, just discuss it here. That's not the solution when in fact, some of the issues that a lot of you are pointing out requires action from yourself, which means you're going to be identified. Sometimes what does not help is putting certain things on blast before you give the system an opportunity to work. So it's a very thin line. It's a very thin line. So at the end of the day, when we speak about retribution and all of that sort of stuff, there's no difference nationally if people feel that it doesn't make sense to speak up because no matter what, they're going to be blackballed, they're going to be targeted and all that sort of stuff. And only, let's say, me speak about it, Sandra speaks about it. Yeah. But that's all it is. We're just beating a drum. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if coupled with bringing up certain subjects do come to the surface and they hear multiple persons saying the same thing, let's say on an outlet, it not just Sabrina and Sandra bringing up a topic, you got other people that are saying, and there's a pattern. So remaining silent because you're fear of retribution is not the solution. Is not the solution. Not everybody's going to be vocal enough or want to come publicly to discuss certain things. I totally respect that. And there's just certain things, it's advised that you don't put it in the public's domain, especially active investigations that is through the courts. You can hint at a system flaw that has caused you to seek legal advice, but you're not allowed, if you're going to actually go and pursue a case, it is not advised that you speak of it publicly if you're going to proceed of it, taking legal action. So these are just cautions, but to remain quiet because of fear of retribution, that in itself is giving all control. It's giving total control of the state because you have chosen to remain silent, which means all is good. That's a signal that all is good. Yeah. So I respect whatever decision people take with how vocal they are. I also respect and understand that some workplaces don't want their staff participating on local forums. I totally respect that. But it is a sad day. It is a sad day when persons just remain silent instead of bringing sound, factual issues to the forefront without pointing fingers. But if you take one or two brave soldiers to bring up important topics that impacts every single person in your country, in your community, and then we all reap the benefits, but there is one sacrificial lamb. What do you think's going to happen? What you think's going to happen if we continue in that mindset, if that is the mentality and the culture that's being created? Maybe it's because You have a contract that could be not renewed. Contract is in a work contract. Maybe it's because you are actively trying to sit on a board or a council and you want to get curry with a sitting administration. Well, for whatever reason, you want to remain quiet and not speak about something that is of national importance, just to bring an awareness to it, then you should, even in my humble opinion, think second as to whether or not you're the right fit to be on a board or a council. Because that means you're not there for the right reasons. Because if something is bothering you and you just choose to remain silent because you want to go along with where the wind blows, because that board has these benefits, that council pays this amount of money, it kind of makes you look at you different. So it's not a good direction that we're going into, to be honest with you. And it takes brave people to stand up and just be unbiased, factual, but still have discussions with dignity and respect. There's a big difference. We can agree to disagree, but remaining silent, no one wins there. No one wins there, not at all. Marshall said, I thought it was a wind down Friday, sipping on some while talking about everything. Well, I tried that, but it's a little difficult, to be honest, Marshall. Doing that somewhat solo in a virtual space, and many a times and I ain't gonna lie to you, if I could drink wine, I could drink wine. Or if I could drink a mixed drink, I could drink a mixed drink. But sometimes I go out, and then all the little popos, they know that I could be drinking for 2 hours or sipping on it, milking it for 2 hours. So it is a lighter mood, I agree. Hence, I went with open mic. Remember, we kind of changed until we got the format sorted out and you guys helped me, but nothing is static. We go based on the flow. So that's why you've been seeing Wind Down Friday, Open Mic Friday, everything. It can be all bundled up into one. But wind down, not wind down. Yeah, even though that was taken out of context. Oof. It's like walking on eggshells. But I can be honest with you. Yes, that's how it started, as I toasted Sandra when we were in the early days. And it was a suggestion from a valued supporter here. Why not do it? But then it was taken out of context that I was promoting drinking and that I was doing this. And you'd be surprised the feedback that I got from a number of people. So I didn't make it stop me, but I realized then the other I'm not going to lie to you. It was real adult beverages that I was consuming. And then I couldn't leave because I know the popos see me. And I do it to do good. That's what it is. Dean says, almost everything is political on this island, but grateful for my platform. Thank you so much. Dean, it is hard. It is hard. It is hard in the sense where you can just come and let's have the conversation and not label it being political, not label it being this party or against this one. Why are people so thin-skinned is beyond me. But I guess it is the nature of the game, and we just continue to grow. And that's why you guys matter. That's why you guys matter. For those who missed the forest for the trees, it's their loss. But yeah, it's really, we got to get out of that where we can have a thought-provoking conversation or discuss a specific topic without people getting into their personal feelings or thinking, oh, she's only saying that because she doesn't like this one or that. Oh, for God's sake, stop it. Stop it. How much have we learned here or that we have brought clarity to based on the subjects that we have discussed? Now, if I had just, and I will continuously, which he's gone MIA, I'm going to personally message Denny. Not that I'm begging him for whatever reason that he's gone quiet. I got to message him because I heard something and I want to try to find out if it's true. But I could do that privately. But in regards to giving some certain feedback in regards to immigration-related matters, you've got to better thank Denny for that, because that was for a number of reasons. I just wasn't going to go on that subject. But it would be a disenfranchise. It would be a disservice to you guys, knowing what I bring to the table, knowing what I know, to have not been able to bring certain things in layman's terms to you. But I had no intentions of going there, only because people up in their feelings. And I says, I cannot sacrifice educating and informing the public because of a fraction, a fingernail tip of a fraction of people who just can't see the bigger picture. So again, kudos to Danny for encouraging me to just go there. And hence we went into that. But outside of that, Sabrina wasn't touching it with a 10-foot pole. No, but it was a disservice to each and every one of you. And I get the feedback thanking. I know for a fact there are people in the legal industry who refers back to earlier podcast because of the level in which it was presented and bringing some clarity to it as well, as we all learned in this space. So I just keep chugging along and I bring each and every one of you along with me. And I do my best to be creative, do my best to try and hold my audience, make sure that it is delivered at a level that is engaging, informative, and not just talk. And I want you to participate with me. Hence, we did the open mic Friday. Miss Sandra says, use it or lose it. You are correct. Loud music to the point where your windows are vibrating. Windsor Park, Sandra. Yep. Andrew says, your open mic platform can be instrumental in promoting positive community reform, highlighting achievements in youth academic achievements and elderly support. See, that's an excellent idea. So open mic to take these. Andrew, thank you for those suggestions. Yes, and definitely we will consider that as well. Aliano, good evening to you, my dear. I'm wishing you a good weekend. Hopefully the week wasn't too bad for you all. Well, no, mine, I take it one day at a time. One day at a time. And I'm hoping the same as well. Looking forward to next week for sure, even though we got to finish the entire week. Building up to Friday, because then we know Monday's a public holiday, so we can have some fun. Yeah. For those of revelers who are going over to the BRAC, you come back tired. I hope you take some days off after. So yes. Miss Sandra, we call her. Good. Oh, APB works. Good evening, caller. Welcome here live. We put on an APB for you yesterday.
Girl, you know I'm always there in the spirit. If I'm not even there in person, and you know I'd be right on the line. Sometimes I just keep it low. Not keep it down low, but you know you's my girl. That's forever.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody will think I gone. We just there. We ain't going nowhere by the grace of God. This is until death do us part. You still the best MP. Will always be for me.
Oh, Lord.
And I still believe in you. I believe then, and I believe in you now. So big up. Hey man, big up my people. I really been into my Bible studying because the way came on going, it's now we need to pray. So I'm truly praying for my island because it's just too much going on in that little place. And only prayer is going to help us because most of them are more lost than there is found. But you's my girl and Cayman is my home and you all are my people. And I truly love you all. And I was there for Sabrina because she was there for you. And I will always be the same right here. So just hailing you all, making you know, say I'm still about the place. Don't go nowhere. God not called me yet.
Connie says,
and
I miss
I'm
you.
Just silent.
Connie,
yes.
Say, I miss you, honey.
I miss you too, Con. And thanks for missing me. Thanks for loving me. And all of those good things to each and every one of you. I love you all. God bless you all. And praying for us all.
Yes, thank you so much. Good to hear your voice.
Same here.
All right, my love. Take care.
Bye.
Sure, bye-bye.
Okay.
There we go. See, I tell you, Connie, didn't I tell you? Don't worry, that brute listening. I told you so. I Miss J. She is something else. She keeps on harping this thing, but I keep shutting her down in the most Sabrina way. I keep telling her, stop it. I did thank Danny Warren Jr. and Siobhan. Yeah. But I tell you what, you got to thank them. Andrew said, just a suggestion for open mic. Student Achievement Week, Citizen of the Week, Employee of the Week, sponsors to give gift certificates. Yes, Andrew. And let me tell you something. It's not as easy as you think. we got a gift certificate as well. Remember what you had suggested? Slay Beauty Bar has a gift certificate that is for a pedicure and gel polish. And I got to big up Slay, and I want to thank them for that gift certificate. And Slay Beauty Bar, we want to thank you for that. So we're going to be doing that giveaway. We're going to just bundle up a lot of these stuff here, and we're going to do a collection. But I can tell you what, it's not easy as you think now with everything that's happening in the community to get these donations as well. It's not as easy because everybody's going through something. So yes, I'm putting out a public appeal, and I'm visiting, persons that I know who want to sponsor, and it's a win-win. You donate something that we can give back, and we highlight your business, your services. We definitely will give you the space here. But I want to thank Slay Beauty Bar for their donation and a gift certificate for a pedicure and gel polish. Now, if let's say a male gets it, I'm quite sure they can amend accordingly, but I just want to make sure that you all know, and we big up Slay in the team there, Carol and Tika, for their kind consideration as we continue to promote them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a wall so that we can get a flyer. We can showcase all of these businesses. You donate, you contribute, and we'll give you a moment. If we want to build this into, we give you some airtime as well, so you can promote your products, your services. You can come on live as well. This is how we actually give back in hard times like this. You be creative. So anyone who donates and wants to sponsor, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. You give us something, and we give you some airtime so you can promote your space, your product, your service, whatever it is, and we then give back into the community. That's the only how we're going to navigate this. But I can tell you, Andrew, it's not easy. Trust me, it is not easy. Miss Sandra says, I don't listen to you live, but I listen when I get time to go. Yes, thank you so much, Miss Sandra. And it's amazing how much people go back. I've had someone message me and says, look, I'm behind on my episodes, and they were pointing out certain things to me. And I thank you. I thank you, Soka, and for just helping me to perfect how I deliver and all that sort of stuff. But again, they tune in not only to critique, but also because of the level of conversations that we have. And I must say, I thank you for all of the feedback that I am getting. So a lot of the persons don't normally tune in live. They will actually go back later on. Some tune in as we've already started. Like yesterday, one big supporter let me know that the system hadn't closed down properly because I don't know what happened when I logged off. And they were waiting for it to upload on YouTube. And that's how I was aware that it was still running in the background, and all you had was that scenery of the ocean. And it's because they were then going on to listen to my show afterwards. So again, that's the power of community and feedback and the connectivity here. But yes, I'm going to get the number each day to run along the bottom of the screen. I got to ask Miss Sandra to guide me on that because it was there. I just don't see it anymore. And the branding, the framing that we had, that blocks a lot of the stuff as well. So yes, you prefer it running like a banner on the bottom. I will do that as well. Yes. See, we're continuing to improve here on the space. And definitely, I take your feedback. Thank you, Andrew, for the wonderful, wonderful suggestions and ideas. I agree with you. Damien says, eco-anxiety and mental health. Climate change is moving from a policy debate into a daily emotional reality. Let me tell you, particularly affecting the life planning decisions of younger generations. Damien, trust me, I'm seeing more and more of that happening. And when they talk about mental health, as we switch gears a little bit based on what you're commenting, you know that is linked to public health and our environment. You know that mental health is also linked to all that's happening, even with climate change. Yeah, there's so much factors into that. So yes, as you rightfully said, eco-anxiety and mental health. Climate change is moving from a policy debate into a daily emotional reality, particularly affecting the life planning decisions of younger generations. So that in itself is a topic that we can discuss in looking at the impacts. We started on the discussions yesterday in regards to the statistics from the 2025 Royal Cayman Islands Police, and we see where it is alleged that maybe some of those numbers are impacted by exactly what's happening in our economy, our environment, stagnated wages, and so forth, that actually causes these changes in people. And at the end of the day, climate is no different. Eco anxiety. Yeah. So it's all tied in at different forms and in different ways, and it impacts us. You know how it is if you're outside and you're hot and you're sweaty, or you're in a room and it's uncomfortable, how your entire mood changes. Yeah. You see, it's no different when it comes to the environment, to our surroundings. And this is why mentally you become a total different person if you're just miserable, because the room, the atmosphere is like that. It's no different when it comes to our environment. So you have to look at, we're all tied in some way, somehow. Hey, Live Happy. Happy Friday to you, my dear. Did you hear Minister Jay said on radio, Cayman, that Caymanians can now bring in the prefab homes? I think it's going to help Caymanians who have land to own a home and can you find out the requirements? I will find out if that has been finalized, Live Happy, because I know it was something that was being discussed. Prefab, and the container style homes. The biggest problem that they had, based on what discussions that I was aware of, and I'm going to definitely look more into that, and maybe we can have them on to talk about these, and I'll double check it for you for sure. Is that based on Florida standards? We are in a hurricane belt, and for the early days of these container homes have been improved from then versus now. Their concerns were some of them looking like a container home, but I have seen them retrofitted, and they have blended into communities where you do not know that it is a container home. And I guess nationally, and I'll leave it for the experts, for the powers that be, to discuss this, if that is Live Happy, where we have gotten a green light to actually consider them, whether or not there's a specific grade, standards for safety reasons and all that sort of stuff, how it is aligned, setbacks is still an issue, plumbing, electrical, and all of that good stuff. I'm quite sure we'll come into it. They would. So yeah, I need, Live Happy is saying, I need to know what planning is asking for in regard to the plans from the factory. Exactly. So I have seen even smaller homes as well, the mini homes, that you can get some nice 2 and 3 bedrooms that comes outfit, and it has all of the plumbing and the wiring and all that sort of stuff. I guess the difference of where it is, I'm quite sure they may have zones, maybe even persons or distributors in the region that probably have a certain standard, but definitely we can look into it, Live Happy, much more. Good evening, caller. You're live again. Hello.
Hi. Hi. Mental issue is one topic that I really want you to go on. That's a big and broad one.
Mm-hmm.
And many of the young people you see, sometimes the people say weed on it, this and that. Sometimes it's just like you say, they need their own space. Cayman is so expensive right now, they can't afford anything. And living with your family, grandmother, sister, brother, after a certain amount of time, that I think take a toll on everybody, especially kids and everything. Everybody need a quiet time, a space for yourself. And the things have gotten so expensive for the young people that, they can't own anything. It's so hard for them to own anything.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, besides that, you know, they're outnumbered in their own island, and they get angry. A lot of these
Mhm.
kids get angry because they need a job, they need to work. They don't want to be beholden to no one. And then they see someone come outside with a job that they could do.
Mhm.
And the next thing they do with these young people, they keep saying, "Oh, you don't have no experience." Where are they going to get it from? Give them a chance, you know,
Mhm.
and see where it go to. We all had to start somewhere and learn something. None of us was born with experience,
Mhm.
right? And we were actually born that we was actually given a chance somewhere along the place. We were given a chance, if that make any sense at
Right.
all.
Right.
So I truly believe that all of this causes mental issue. And and some it stem from a young age. You know, our kids, we used to call them fools and all kind of things and
Mhm.
beat them. I was a mother that used to beat my kids, you know, and whatever. And I realized, and I thank God. I mean, I never abused them to the fact, to injure anything, but you know, you hear what I say?
Mhm.
And you don't answer,
Yeah.
that's a slap or whatever, you
Just the
know.
tune alone, just
So
the tune.
yes. And all of these things, and they grow with that.
Mhm.
Sometimes they grow with a sweet love and hate for their parents,
Mhm.
you know, and we must go back and apologize to our kids when we have done this, because sometimes it's lack of knowledge, you know, that we think that we're doing it the right way and we're not. And we
Mhm.
really didn't make no ill. We didn't want it to be an ill feeling. We were doing the best for our kids. A
Mhm.
lot of these stem from that. And next thing, kids are telling their parents something, they don't listen
Mm.
until something happened. And they're so angry that, you know, they play it out in
Mhm.
different ways,
Mhm.
right? And we got to listen to our kids, because sometimes this is why they rape them or something. Oh, uncle touched me the wrong. Oh, uncle never really touched you. Kid, no, most of the time the children knows the difference
Mhm.
when uncle or your boyfriend or whoever, husband, whoever is touching them wrong. They know. So this is a topic that really needs to be talked about, and help needs to be out there. Anyone that could help, like free counseling, because there's so many people that needs it. They can't
Mhm.
afford it. Counseling is one of the most expensive things when it should be one of the cheaper,
It's true.
because yeah, because the people need it. So why are you putting something that's helping others so expensive they can't afford it? So then they walk crazy. You thought, then you're trying to put them in a madhouse. Then you're trying to counsel them free. Counsel them before these things
Mhm.
take place.
Mhm.
Help them. So, you know, we need to be our brothers and sisters and our children keepers. We need to do that. We're there. You
Mhm.
understand? And if you see one child acting out, the children is not like before that we could
Mhm.
speak to them.
Mhm.
The parents, if you think it's one, parents or somebody that the child might. But I see Joyce on the road and she act up and, you know, see what you can talk to her or do with her. Because some of these kids now, they cuss you blind or they do whatever. So you have to know how to approach them,
Mhm.
you know, if you're not their own, and even sometimes their own. So we're there. We're
Mhm.
there. And
Mhm.
a lot of these mental issues stem from so much things. And people drink and smoke because of these things. Because
Coping
people don't
mechanisms.
listen.
Yeah, coping mechanisms.
Exactly. They
Thinking
can't,
it's the
exactly. They
solution, but
can't
it's
cope.
not right. Thinking it's the solution, but it's not
Exactly.
necessarily. Because
Exactly. And it take them deeper and
mhm.
deeper and deeper.
Mhm. Mhm.
So may God rain upon us some blessing and peace for us to understand one another. And happy Mother's Day when it comes to each and every one of the mothers. Big up on herself, because, hey, I'm going to do so much for these children. And if they don't even give you back,
Mhm.
God gave them to you, you did what you did. Big
Conscience
up
set you
yourself
free.
and thank
Conscience
God.
sets you
Yes,
free. Mhm.
exactly. That you did your best,
Mhm.
because they crucified Jesus. If the children come and crucify you, that's life.
Correct.
Don't
Correct.
be disarmed.
That's
Just
true.
look forward and continue to do what you do. And God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you, and the same to you too, Miss J. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks.
Sure. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah, live happy. I did some digging while listening to Miss Joyce Ann there, and I'm quite sure you are on to something. And I knew it would have aligned with what the Minister J. E. Banks had said in regards to this. Remember, we're doing this overhaul. There is a big overhaul that's going on to try and fill this 3,000 gap. There's a first time we have this affordable public and affordable housing policy. And that is a 10-year strategic plan. Remember, we had spoken about it on one of the episodes here back. Now, what this strategic plan, of course, receiving support, is actually going to do in part of the discussions of that is actually considering filling the gap of trying to because this is a shortfall of 3,000 homes. The policy that they want to put in place is highlighting the shortfall of 3,000 plus homes. And it just calls for a different way, more efficient way of construction, even approaches to make home ownership even more accessible for our Caymanians. Live happy. So that is exactly what it is. Even though there is no official press release coming from our government officials specifically targeting, saying, yes, we're going for this, it is a part of all of this new strategy going forward, because what they're looking at is the pace. They're looking at the pace. It acknowledges just trying to fill this shortfall of 3,000 homes. And what this policy also highlighted is that they see where the market has been priced out. And middle income Caymanians, they are pretty much, it's almost impossible for you to get a home because it's just priced out. And they're feeling that these prefabs homes could make it, that owning of your own home, a quicker and a more of a reality. So, at the end of the day, they see it being an advantage. There are a number of advantages for that, more cost efficient. And they're looking at making sure that that is coming is more hurricane resilient when that they're engineered properly, which is why you have to look at, you don't want people going on Amazon, because I think there were some now where you could buy these. I saw them on Facebook or YouTube where you could go on Amazon and you could literally buy a house. Yeah. And they just pop up the walls and they come up and you can do whatever you want to do inside. So at the end of the day, what some of the advantages they say that could come out of this, whether you look at it as an advantage or a disadvantage, is less dependent on local labor shortages as well to actually construct these homes at pace. And, what the minister is saying is that they are currently driving this initiative, which is being labeled as the largest housing policy overhaul in Cayman's history. So more than likely, that is what he was actually alluding to, and that these prefab homes are now also being looked at closer in this 10-year strategic plan. Now, of course, as it continues to develop and they get feedback and all of that sort of stuff, information will be put into the public's domain. We will definitely, once we become aware of it as well, we'll be sharing that with you as well. Yeah. And because we're noticing where the lots for true. Yeah. And he mentioned smaller lots, which is good for the environment. Yeah. A lot of the persons are saying, why can't we consider looking at going up instead of going wider? And that too is a part of this overall strategic plan. Some critics and persons had vocalized their concerns that we didn't want, I guess they're labeling it with what they see in some states, project housing, where you got these structures that you're isolating people just in one block that, let's say 4 or 5, 6 stories high, and you put a certain net worth of people just in one area. You had critics and persons saying we don't want to create that because it's almost looking as though you're doing them in a one area. Why not consider doing multiple, maybe 2 or 3 stories, sprinkle them around so you're just not putting them on one plot of land. You want them to be encouraged. You want them to blend in with society and not feel as though, oh, that's the project. Oh, that's over the railroad. If those of you who are relating with me will understand what I'm trying to say. So a lot of this is a part of this innovative way of affordable housing solutions that is one of them, the prefab one, going up instead of going wide, smaller lots. Yes, so it's more affordable as well. Location is the key, which is why if we thinking about going east, we're going to need better infrastructure. And hence the big national topic is still what and when are we going to see the extension of the bypass? So with all of these things, all of that infrastructure, waterworks, stormwater management, and all of that will play into all of this moving forward as well. So yeah, I'm looking for great things to come out this, and maybe I get my hand on this document, look for it, and we can dissect it here. And hopefully we will have them on the show at some point, and they can be here to dissect it. But if we can, start the conversation, dissect it for ourselves, so you can have your questions ready when it does become a reality, or have your questions for me as well, that we can just look at this overall strategy, break it down in layman's terms as we're known for here, and we can see what's in store. How quickly now is a different thing. Because remember, there are multiple agencies that will more than likely be involved in this. I'm quite sure they're going to probably partner with some of the financial institutions as well. They're going to probably be suppliers or distributors from other jurisdictions as well, that there's a certain standard and code that can come in as well. Persons may have containers right now. Can we just retrofit that? I can't answer those questions because we know where we have seen that already taken place, and people have complained that it's lowering their value or their properties because it's not done properly. So this is where a national footprint is going to be needed. But I have seen some of these modular prefabricated homes, almost like pop-ups. They look nice. They look very nice. But again, up to here we are in the Caribbean, we're prone to certain elements, or high soil content, or high water table here in the Cayman Islands. We're in a hurricane belt. Making sure it's anchored well, supported, and not just sat on blocks is going to be something that I'm quite sure our staff from the planning department as well all have in the back of their mind, so that you would know exactly if that's the direction that you're going in. I'm going to be very honest with you. I feel that from what I'm seeing while scrolling through social media, if some of these things that we're even seeing in Tampa, Florida, and they get similar weather just like us with hurricanes and stormwater surge with hurricanes and all that, storm surge risks, that if we know for a fact, let's say the state of Florida have approved things, and we know that their risk to hurricanes and that sort of stuff is ours, and we got tested and proven that they can withstand wind speeds of a Cat 4, Cat 5, then our concern would be, how do you anchor it? Do you require then some sort of a foundation? What's the elevation based on where you're living and all that sort of stuff? So it'll be good discussion to have. I agree with you. Hey, Tartarian, happy Friday to you. Yes, they are now built to Cat 5 standard. I was reading up on it, and you can even get a Cayman style done. That is awesome. Oh, wow. Thank you. So see, yeah, it's a vast improvement from what they used to be. And I feel that is still etched in the back of people's minds. And not to tell you now that we didn't have people living in containers here, but from what I'm gathering, it's more like to use for offices and stuff. We have seen that, where you have modular offices on construction sites, but to live, even if it's happening now in reality, it's under the radar, probably not regulated properly, because we've seen in public, in newspapers, and we've heard it, where persons are actually living in these containers that are just outright containers, and question of proper installation and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think it's a very good time to consider this. I will look more into the document. We have seen where it has improved, these modulars, as Tartarian has shared with us. You need to have the foundation ready. Yeah, see? So to me, it is a boom. It's a no-brainer. to be honest with you. And we need to look to, as we don't want it to be a case where, okay, now let's say this happens. They realize where there is a light at the end of the tunnel that we can fill this shortfall and let's say have 3,000 homes and get caught up. But if you're asked to prepare your land and have a foundation done, then start saving towards that. We don't know. I can't speak on behalf of anybody. We just need to look at this, but this is a 10-year strategic plan. Maybe there may be some assistance, which is why I'm saying at the end of the day, multiple agencies will be involved. But there may be persons who don't need any government assistance. They just need to know what the rules are. If they have the funds at their disposal to do their own foundation now, and they can go with an approved supplier to bring in a modular home that can withstand Category 5 standards and meet the Florida Code of, safety. So this is what we need from our powers that be as this continues to develop. And I'm hoping, based on what I'm going to research, I'll be able to give you back some information, or if it's right there on the ministry's website, we'll definitely share that with you as well. So yeah, great things are coming. And that what I'm talking about, the ministry's website, that's planning, lands, agriculture, housing, and infrastructure. So we can do that and look, and I'll report back my findings. Hey, Miss Dorothy, how are you? Damien says, structuring of the waste management system need fixing before expansion can be carried out on infrastructure and housing. Let me tell you something, Damien, when it comes to that, you have to walk and chew gum at the same time, because I can assure you the young people, how much people we got graduating now in the next couple of months, they're maybe going off to school. How much people do we have returning home and so forth? We're going to have to walk and chew gum when it comes to that, to be honest with you. But yeah, I will say very little on that moving forward, but there is a plan, I understand. We just have to wait for the powers at be to release it. Hey, Miss Carla Bodden is saying, hi, Sabrina, I have a question. Recently, I have been talking to some civil servants who are now pensioners, and some are only getting between $400 and $500 per month, and they are suffering. Do you know if government is in any discussion for civil service pensioners to get a minimum amount that they can meet their basic needs? Miss Carla, I thought that was done. I thought that the minimum, let me know, I don't want to shoot out numbers, was either 15 or 3,000. Hold on, Miss Carla. I got double check that. I thought that was done. Let me look at that. Can you WhatsApp me 9368255? 9368255. Let me dig into that for you. I thought that the minimum had already been increased. If not once, it was bumped up again twice. So we can go more into it, even if it's not you and you're just speaking in general. There's a reason I'm telling you to WhatsApp me so that I can remember to dig into that for you. But to the best of my knowledge, that was done. But your case may be, or the case that you're talking about, I don't know. I can't speak to that. But yeah, thank you. But WhatsApp me 9368255. Tartarian, yes, we have to move away from the conventional way. We just don't have the money for it. Yeah, Tartarian, yes, I agree. When you look at the cost of healthcare, you see, look at the comment Miss Bodden has made. That is again with dignity. Pensioners, those whose shoulders we stand on to be here now, when there was no pension, and those when a pension did come in that were retiring. Those are the persons that are possibly living off of this $400 to $500 per month. And that too has to be funded so these people can live, our people, please correct me. Our people can live with dignity. Now, if we're saying that we have persons who have given years of service, aged out of the system, And because we were behind the 8 ball in catching up in a national pension and so forth, and we have those who still gave, who still contributed, but were disenfranchised because we nationally were behind in pension. We don't have social services as like social security, sorry, but we have the Department of DAF and what used to be NAU. We know how our people are when it comes to saying, I ain't gonna go for no handout. But look, I feel that has been mislabeled. And I can understand how our Caymanians would feel if you have worked all of your life as a civil servant, retired, but go home with this of $400, $500 a month. And then because of the system, you have to go down to DAF to ask for assistance with possibly utilities, groceries, rent, medical, or all of the above. And to many, that strikes a chord at a different level. And it's not because you're going in with the chip on your shoulder of entitlement, because they like to throw that word around. Those who don't understand use that word too loosely. I prefer to say dignity, not entitlement. Let me age out with dignity, but don't blame me because nationally, we were behind with making sure that we had the nationally safeguards and rails in place so that I could retire with dignity without going, I need help. And I feel that that has to be funded for as well, and which is why our national budget is so delicate, and which is why reining in certain things that we're seeing, where you see where medical bills are going up, the Minister of Finance has sound and blow that whistle very loud. He was one nail tip away saying, I don't know how long we could be able to afford this. But you cannot say he hasn't sounded the alarm. And that's just medical. We cannot chastise those who are fallen, I must say, victims of a system that is just now modernizing, but yet with everything, natural disasters, geopolitical tensions, we do not pay taxes. We do not have social security. So how is it funded? Presenting a national budget that covers these shortfalls, like the commenter, Ms. Carla said, dealing with insurance shortfalls, medical insurance for our seniors, and just making sure that, everyone lives in dignity, comes with a price. And it has to be paid some way, somehow, or the monies have to be earned if that's what we want. And that is a bigger conversation. And remember, it goes right back to our days of discussing and breaking down Vision 2008. That still remains at the forefront. If we shoulda, coulda, it's still not too late. But what happens to all of those persons who are now, time is slipping away, their dignity has been ripped from them, and their only way of help they have is going to DAF to ask for assistance, feeling like they're begging, feeling ashamed, feeling very embarrassed about having to do it. But I'm hoping that the customer service continues to improve and people are not leaving feeling that their dignity has been stripped away from them because life happened. So these are all the things that a government has to balance, and innovative ways of keeping key sectors like the financial industry, like our tourism product, like other areas of revenue, immigration, and driver's license, because at the end of the day, it pays for all of this. Education, it pays for it all. It's a delicate dance. It's a balancing act. And I wouldn't want a job for nothing in this world to be the minister for finance, because you're tasked, you're charged with presenting a national budget while all of this continues to happen and your people are saying, I need help. So, yeah. So send me that WhatsApp, please, Miss Carla, or have somebody send me a WhatsApp or an email as well. You can send me an email, Sabrina Speaks, the number 12 at gmail.com. Sabrina Speaks 12 at gmail.com. Dean says, see how the insurance will go if financed by bank. Oh, well, that too. You know what, Dean? I think if this comes out from a national perspective, that they need to see something where it could be bundled into your monthly payments. Yeah, your monthly payments. See if insurance, property insurance, could be part of a bundle that goes along with that for the life of the mortgage. And then you get the option then to continue. Let's say you pay it off. I think that will be so much easier, where that's an idea, whether or not they can be included as a bundle. So when you pay your mortgage, you're just looking at one magic number, and you know that magic number is including the property insurance for the property. So that's something to think about as well. So you're not feeling it as much. Mr. Denver says, there are a lot of prefab, small to medium size, 700 to 1,200 square foot homes available in the American market. Very nice. It is my belief that our government could connect with some of those companies and work out a contract with one or two of them to build for our market in line with our quality and standards for probably US 75 to 250,000. Well, let's see. Yeah. But for someone who wants to also do it for themselves as well, I think there is going to be some national guidelines and standards that will probably be made public. Not everybody would necessarily need there will be people who want to do it ahead of time. And I think what we're getting at right now, if not already in place, because we know that there are some container homes here, but the prefab ones now that we're alluding to, yeah, I don't, I can see that being a bigger discussion and actually easier as well. Yeah, I can see that. Denver, I see them. I see them on the platform where you just like pop a box. Yeah. Miss Sandra said, retired teachers, you see? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Retired teachers, just civil service, totally. You're quite right. Thank you, Miss Sandra. But yeah, please, you need to give me a little memory. You see, 7 o'clock come and I shut off. Oh my goodness, I enjoy my me time. So, but yeah, this needs to be at the forefront, so I can double check that for you to give you the latest information on that. Miss Carla says, my heart breaks for our Caymanians who gave so much to build this country and they are struggling to find food. Sabrina, I know of one young man who collects 1 cent and takes them to the bank to change for some dollars to survive. I do my best to help so many, but believe me, there are so many out there that needs help. Miss Carla, you're quite right. And I thank you for bringing this to the forefront. This is exactly what we were talking about, because some people may hear that and says, oh no, not in the Cayman Islands. It's real. It's real. And yes, it takes all of us. But if that is, if that is, let's say, somebody who just fell into hard times or was a retired person, don't have retirement savings, or sometimes it could be bad decisions, or sometimes a divorce can have people homeless. Marital issues can have people living on the street, our own Caymanians. So there are a number of factors that could cause someone to be like this, Miss Carla. You are quite right. But we're hoping that the systems are in place. And I'm hoping that this person that does that know that there is help if they're not already being helped or have other issues, that there is help at DEF that they could actually seek to get assistance. They can actually go there. So let's see. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Before you go, can you please say happy 40th to the real John Hendrick? I miss you, my little brother. John Hendrick, happy birthday from the real Michelle Teresa is sending out. Sure, Michelle. Pleasure to do that for you. It's posted here on the screen. So John Hendrick, if you're listening, happy 40th birthday to you. And real Michelle Teresa says that she miss you, little brother. Yeah, I guess when he hears this, he'll be blushing. From all of us as well, because real Michelle is a part of the family. We share birthday celebrations with you from all of us here in the Cayman Islands. Yes. Connie is responding to Miss Joyce Ann, I am sure. Tartarian says, if planning say what is to be done, I am in on it. Made in China has a beautiful capsule home. And they do custom built. I would request a Cayman style. Very interesting. Well, we could definitely follow that up, Tartarian, to see exactly where those discussions are going and whether or not there's a certain market, certain suppliers, certain regions. We have to look at the national standards for the Cayman Islands just for safekeeping, to be honest with you. And what we're talking about is not container homes for this, but it could be a combination of both. But we're more focusing on the conversation with prefab homes that is much quicker. It's pretty much comes in a container. You pop it up, you put on the roof, all of I see some of them even came with what do you call them? Air conditions that you can put in a room. Split systems. Yeah, they came with them. And aren't they delivering certain ones in Jamaica as well to help them rebuild in their recovery? Yeah, interesting. We're seeing more and more of those coming into Jamaica, and I've seen on other podcasts as well where they're delivering these container style homes. But what we're talking about is the prefab, the ones that actually look like it's not square. They are really, really cute. They're cute. Denver says, I think we should have a deputy minister for finance, and Chris Saunders suits that position perfectly. Okay. Connie says, it's darn shame that retired Caymanians are forced to live in a container when others came here living in luxury and stepping on their backs to get the top mighty dollar. Connie, you commented that is pretty much in the same line as I said, where it's not a retired, for example, teacher's faults that nationally we were behind the 8 ball in putting certain things in place like pension, proper retirement payout packages and plans, if any, and save for going to DAF, formerly NAU. That was your only saving grace. Yeah. Or if it was a case where seafarers' pension is a surviving spouse or whatever. But I get where you're going with that. You are quite right. And I feel there are some undercurrents where or people are feeling angered that it is blatantly obvious others come with their money, and be it retirement, inheritance, choose here as their home, and or they come, they work, they put their head down, they live in substandards, and they make certain sacrifices that locals say that they will never do. And then it appears as though they can beat the system, and you have your own still suffering to get a roof over their heads. So, to be honest with you, there is some social decay, some hard reality talks that needs to be had when you look at it on the surface. But to say that nationally, we didn't have some gaps that could have been filled earlier so that people wouldn't fall in this trap, I have to agree. But now we are making strides. Kudos to the Minister for Planning and Housing and Development for doing this historic thing, whether it wasn't a priority of previous administrations. And I'm sorry, it could sound political, but it's not. I'm just drawing reference. I don't know, but this is where the line political will comes in. And it requires everyone around the table in order to get certain things forward. No one individual out of the group of 8 now that forms the cabinet can actually push or bring something through without the support of the other 7. So what that says is that there is cohesion, there is agreement, contrary to what could be in circulation, but there is support for national initiatives that is in the best interest of everyone. And this is one of them. And it is obvious that they are putting the right foot forward in trying to deal with these shortfall of 3,000 homes. And if prefabricated homes is at the top of the line for that, then it has to have been supported by the wider and by everybody else that was there. We saw the support that was given on the floor of Parliament, even with the 10% add-on to existing homes and the amnesty where persons have already done and has been now probably challenged by planning now to get caught up and to come in line. We saw the overwhelming support of the entire Parliament for that. So when you see 10-year strategic plans like this happens and it's supported, I can assure you that is an overwhelming support by all 8 persons in there in order for it to make its way to the floor of Parliament to be debated, where then you will hear, and the opposition then gets the opportunity to also give their input for either amendments, support, or not support. So this is where, at the end of the day, national discussions like this, it does not get to the floor of Parliament like this unless it is agreed to in cabinet. But please remember, standing orders have provisions in it that members of the opposition can do a bill, law, or they can do a motion for the sitting government to consider. Okay? So you see where it's all coming together right now. And things like this, we see where they're trying to help us even with the utilities. That's supporting everybody. That's going to support everybody. And at the end of the day, you know, we just have to continue to look for the best, hope for the best, and continue to speak up and speak out, and don't be scared, because everybody can benefit from this. And I know a lot of you who have been waiting for housing repairs and all that sort of stuff. There are a lot of people, some are more vocal than others, are saying it's just taken too long. And we have heard reports given back on the floor of Parliament why it's taken so long. Because there's a shortage in the labor and the pace in keeping up and the acts. The waiting list is so long. So yeah, let's see if this is a solution for it. And we can take it from there. Connie says the prefab homes are the ones that are made by China Harbor. The prefab homes that are there are the ones that are made in Jamaica. You're talking about? In Jamaica? Are you talking about, Connie? Aliano say was on and off, but I would like details to talk about the prefab homes. Yeah, we will definitely look more into that. Aliano, I want to see the document. I want to really dissect the whole strategic plan. Good evening, Michelma. You're live. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? I'm listening to you. Huh? Lock to them people. I'm not gonna go into that. I'm not into this. What they call it? Mix up, bang around, stir up. But 3 years ago, look at what I promised. And I don't need no house. I only need some little stuff done to mine, and we will promise it. And we can't get it. So good luck to them people. I wish them luck. But they say Mount can say anything. You we don't get out. They say they don't have no money. That's why I was told. And I'm sure them houses gonna cost more than what I thought on my house would cost. And you know the situation. I'm not gonna get into it again because I'm not even bothering. But and yes, I see some nice. I see houses. You can buy house on Amazon because I see them advertised, and they don't know container houses. I mean, funny how they had them fixed and how they open them up, all 3-bedroom with beautiful. And I think that they will be something good. But like I say, Mount can say anything. And like I say, you know my scenario. In 3 years ago, if it not going to 4, I've been or my husband, not me, because I'm not even spade in the deck. A king or a queen, and I'm the spade or the foot, which is the nothing. And we can't hear nothing. Nobody won't call us. Nobody. Somebody promised to call me that day. People know the ones that dealing with it, them that not got deal with it, and they know. But that's all you can hear. We know. And here is the hurricane season for us again. Probably God forbid. This time my talk can probably be out in somebody property, and I got a leak looking at the thing peeling off the ceiling right now, which actually came in. I showed that to you out there and it's still there. So, well, if them people can get it, I feel good for them, but I can tell you one thing, They say promise is a convert a fool.
Well, the only thing I can tell you, my dear, is that you need to keep at it and to act.
I've been back and I can't get nobody. All I got was mail. You leave message. You can't get them. I believe you know my numbers now. I have to. What them Jamaican do, borrow people's phone and then maybe they'll answer if they know. But once they see the number, they're not calling. That'll lose money. But years ago, when he get us $100 out, it man, I get on to him. I say, listen, times are hard with everybody. And remember, when you need, I'll lend you the money, and it's a lot of money. I said, but if you could even do $50 a week, $100 a week, they say one fill basket, but that would show that you have to pay it and you're willing to pay it back. One dead, and the next one still living. And I put my mouth on him because I know he won't get it. His children wouldn't go to school if it wasn't for my husband. And the other one, they were cutting out everything he had. The little girl meet my son up middle school and say, you so-and-so, son? And he tell her, yeah. Why? She shake up her uniform. She said, see, we wouldn't have been able to come to school if it wasn't for your daddy. Then the money came to tell him the story. Then the dog, what he and try going to do, what makes scan me, the Cuban man, come and tell me that's the things that we get. And my husband didn't want it, and it was me. Because I the one that had father that would have given his last and do without. And I meet the person and I tell him, send me $100 by a person I got and think that might been, I don't know how many Easters ago they had went to the block. And then I tell them, I say, listen, when I call this number, you answer me, do ignore me. When he used to be going to the airport, he used to wait till the flight was on board. And when I see him coming through, and I would holler loud as I could. I say, hey, you're not going to break your neck because you got crossed up in hand. You see me, I say, you're crook. And then Brown Franklin used to tell me, boy, he said, I wouldn't want owe you nothing. He said, because you would make you feel shame. I said, well, that's what he got to do. But then all that, they're not going to shame. But they say, well, we don't have nothing that we could lend. And now this is when my husband working and he had money. We not got nothing. And I can't even go and work no way. I can't even pick up gravels if they want. Because I had said, they were talking about the dog poop. I said, I was going to get one sign and put my yard and put, you poop, we scoop for $25. And I'm going to get some t-shirts. Put it. And if I could pick up 4 poops a day for $100, I think I'm making money. And my daughter said, Mommy, you crazy. And I said, well, what? That's an honest living. I will go do it. If that's all I can do. I'm not too strong to do it. What you say? It could buy me bread and cheese and one pair from out. I would do it. And she said, but here you, I say, I want to put you poop, we scoop. But girl, I tell you, I don't know. I call till I sick of calling and I can't get nobody. And nobody not worrying about us. But like I say, it's our time now, but everybody have their day. And I don't know what can happen with this whole talk, but I can't get no headways. And they say that the thing is up, the place up there by the airport, the application and thing, but that's all you could hear. That were 3 people with priority, and my husband was one of them. But that's a good thing we had the priority, and we was not about them, because Lord have mercy.
Yes,
ma'am. So I don't know, boy.
Well, leave me there. We got another call coming in. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
You, same to you, baby.
Thank you. Ooh, that was a straight call coming in. Let me just call this person back. Sorry. Yes, there we have it. Real Michelle, thank you for sharing that. Says that they're a massive tiny home market. Tesla's released a tiny home for $5,000 US. I saw those as well too. Yeah, they're really nice. Good evening, caller. You're live.
Good evening, Miss Sabrina and Kim-Ann.
Good evening, my dear.
Weekend. How art thou?
I am fair to fine. Looking forward to 7 o'clock.
I know you are. So I'll be brief.
No problem.
I just want to say this. With all that is taking place in this world at the moment, I would just like to pause and let people understand and know that the little rock, 3 little islands that we live on here, as we reflect this weekend on Mother's Day and what mothers mean to us. My mom long left me a long time ago, but her memory still is etched in my memory and the things that she taught me. And it has shaped me. It has made me learn to appreciate the journey that life has taken me on and to be thankful for having a mother for the time that I did, but also grateful and thankful for all of those mothers that stepped up to the plate and have done more than their share to raise some of us who did not grow up with mothers. I lost my mother at 12 years and months into it. And that was in August. And September, I started middle school. Life takes us all on journeys, but we should pause not only on Sunday or whatever day Mother's Day falls on of each year. We should reflect on those that have given their time, their energy to raise not just one set of children, but the many throughout this country. And as we pause and we go about our lives on this weekend and we take our mothers out, those who still have them, spend time with your mother. They are Mothers are wise, they're loving, they're knowledgeable, they're who holds a family together.
Mhm.
And we need to understand that they are to be loved no matter whether they're here with us now or they've gone. So I urge every person here on this island, whether you are a Caymanian, someone here living amongst us as a resident, or you are a visitor for this little 3 islands that we call the Cayman Islands this weekend,
Mhm.
make it a special day for your mothers and be grateful, thank them, show them all the love you can show them. Because when they're gone, they're gone. And all we have left are the memories and what we have been taught.
Mhm.
But there are so many mothers that not only carried the burden of being a mother, also a father. Because our fathers, most of them were at sea, as we know. So a mother has 2 roles. And the mothers of the Cayman Islands, let me tell you, they all have played their part. I lost my mother, but it took many other Caymanian women as mothers and some who did not have children, along with my siblings and my father, to help raise a family. And as the saying goes, it takes
A village.
a a village to raise a child. And just be grateful, just be thankful, and acknowledge the roles that mothers play in our lives. Because it doesn't end when you lose your mother or a parent. What they have instilled in you, taught you the respect and the gratitude just to be grateful for the little things you have in this life. And we have a lot to be grateful for as we look around the world and see what is happening. So as we pause, celebrate our mothers, make them feel as special as you can while we have them, and understand the role that mothers play. And to the young mothers, to the ones who are just starting out, as I have said before, and you have said just now, it takes a village to raise a child. So be respectful of your mothers and your fathers, because Father's Day is also right around the corner.
Correct.
Be grateful and be thankful that we live in a place where we can actually honor in a country that is free, where we can actually celebrate our mothers and show them the love for who they are, because they are one in a lifetime, they are one in a million, and every mother is one in a million.
True.
So to all the mothers in the Cayman Islands, whether you're Caymanian, resident, visitor, happy Mother's Day. Enjoy your weekend. And one last final note. Please be safe on these roads. If you're going to drink, please do not drive, because the very life you save could very well be your own. And remember that we are in a place that we are live free. We have a voice and we can speak it to get out what we need to get out in a way as not to upset others,
Correct.
but to put a point out that I will end with this. Cayman is home, and there's no place on earth better than this place to me. And I have traveled, and I've lived in another man's country. This is home, and we need to do everything we can do to ensure that our generations going forward know the role that mothers play and even will continue to play, even when they have left this God-given earth that we have been given to live on. So thank you.
Thank
and
you.
to you, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Enjoy it, and God bless these islands. And I hope that all the mothers and all the children, the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren, will honor their mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers in a way that when they're no longer here, we can pass on those stories of the resilience and the strength that mothers play in a family.
There we go.
Because mothers are the bedrock of families. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Sabrina, for everything.
All the
God
best.
bless, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you again. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Talk
Bye-bye.
soon. Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, there we go. Alfred, should I release my poem on Mother's Day? I think you should. Yes, you get my kaboom. I think it would be perfect. I think it would be perfect. And we did get a picture. I asked for it of Miss Mathis. Yeah, look a goody. Goody, goody, goody. Happy birthday to Miss Mathis. That came in on another number. And, you know, as I close here today, that's that. Look at the hairstyle. Go, you go, girl. From all of us. Again, happy birthday. And to Miss Mary Lawrence as well. Happy birthday to you. And to Real Michelle's brother. Happy birthday to you as well. But as we close tonight, I want to leave you with this. And I'm going to do something that I'm going to do this from the bottom of my heart, because I no longer have my mom with me. She is in my memory, but I'm going to share her with you as I do this closing tonight, because there was a little situation. Well, not a situation. I had an experience this week, and I have her Bible. And her name is on it. And there was a ceremony that I had to do, and they asked me to swear with the Bible. Not for love or money could I find a particular Bible that I was looking for. And something kept pushing me to go in a specific location in the house. And I'm like, why would I go there? When something is pushing you, but why would I go there? Anyhow, I went to this location in the home, and I opened up a bag thinking it was the Bible that I was looking for. But guess what I came upon? My mother's Bible. And I just stood there and I held it dear. And I said, if I needed a message to know that you're still looking over me, she is still watching over me. And that was a moment for me. But not only that, my Aunt Lurley from the Brack, we buried her. And they had a little Bible marker, a book marker. And I had placed that book marker into my mom's Bible. So if I needed, whether or not those who have passed on, whether you believe in this or not, that they're looking out of me for that solemn occasion that I participated in this week, I don't need to question whether or not some higher power has my back. But it is my honor, as I close tonight's show, to say to you, motherhood is not easy. Motherhood is not perfect. Motherhood is not simple. But motherhood in all its forms is one of the greatest gifts to this world. So to the single moms, to the mother figures, to the women who stepped in, step up, and stand strong, may you be honored. May this weekend, may you be celebrated. May you be loved loudly. From my heart to yours. Happy Mother's Day, K-Man. Love you lots. God bless. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your continued support and participation. Be safe. God bless. See you all on Monday.
That's a wrap for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks. Thank you for tuning in and for being part of the conversation. Remember, the dialogue doesn't stop here. Stay engaged, stay informed, and most importantly, stay empowered. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m., same time, same place, right here on CMR TV and radio, where your voice matters and your truth is heard. Until then, K-Man, take care of yourself and each other.
That's it for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks, where your voice matters, your story counts, and your truth is always welcome. Join us weekdays from 5 until 6:30 p.m. right here on CMR TV as we dive into the topics that matter most to you. Catch the show live or on demand at cmrtv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram so you never miss a moment. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and always speak your truth.